The following podcast should not be misconstrued as legal advice in any way, shape, or form. You would have to be an absolute idiot to take our advice seriously. I mean, look at us. We're dumb. Nate fired every black or female general before getting into a war with Iran. Joe lets a blonde woman follow him around with racist memes. We cannot stress enough. Do not take our advice. The listener does so at their own peril. All right, well, I'm Joe.
And I'm Nate.
And we're the premier criminal consultants in the Boston area, here to help you with your perfect crimes.
Now, Joe, we have a very special guest this evening. This is a man that you can find in the Worcester area, the Providence area. You can catch him around Boston, too, on the right night. He is one of the darkest people that I know. Not physically, but he is a quarter Japanese. Y'all give it up for the great, the very funny, the hilarious Mr. J.B. Allen.
To be here
of course.
on the podcast.
But he is Japanese.
Yeah, he is. He's a quarter Japanese.
I'm Godzilla Japanese. I'm going to destroy this city.
He just got hung up on. He was like darker. He's like, but he is Japanese. I was like, shut the hell up.
Well, I had to make sure because you're right. Exactly. How I think. You know exactly
how
I think.
That was the Louisianan like coming through and through. That.
You know how I think.
The guy is minority status right
You know how I think. You know how I think. It's true. That's exactly where my mind went. I was like, well, he's not. Well, I guess he is tan, but he's a quarter Japanese. There you go. Yeah. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Friend of the pod, JB Allen.
Great to be here.
We'll get more applause for that.
Most awkward introduction I think I've ever had.
It was great.
Comedy gig.
That was great.
I'm sorry. I heard it and I was like, I can't believe that. Anyway, let's go ahead. Like we started with that.
Amen.
Okay.
Well, I want to make sure that people know.
Anybody watching this is gonna be like, what? He's Japanese.
Well, he is a big fella.
We'll definitely get into that. But before we do, we heard you brought some gifts before
yes.
ice here, Mount.
I did bring some gifts.
Yeah, very Japanese of you, frankly.
It's true.
Let me ask you: have you guys ever tried Johnny Walker Blue?
I never had Johnny Walker Blue in my life. Really?
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, you can't appreciate Johnny Walker Blue until you've had Johnny Walker Red. So this will prepare you for that day that you had.
Perfect.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Absolutely. Let's get a little going.
That's
here.
funny. That's funny.
Like a bunch of Scots.
That was good. Yeah, the Scots drink Johnny Walker.
That's right.
I bet they do.
They love a good Johnny Walker.
They drink La Frag.
I took my ice out so we could have a heavier pour.
I had no idea that we were doing
Cheers,
Scotch.
everybody.
I just assumed bourbon for some reason.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
To Johnny Walker.
The sweet
Oh,
Johnny
nice.
Rocker Red.
That actually is not
Very
bad.
drinkable.
It is actually very drinkable. It's very.
Today we're sponsored by Johnny Walker.
God, I fucking.
If only, dude.
Yet
We've been
another
trying to
company suing us for saying we're sponsored by them.
If only, dude. Joe, we had Bo and James on here the other day. They're sponsored by damn.
A junk removal company.
Yeah, I know, and I almost said McAllen because fucking it's McHugh's, not McAllen.
We should get Rich Condon. Like we should just have Rich Condon as a sponsor. He doesn't even have to pay us.
Please give your dude. Did you know Rich does this thing? Okay, Rich goes and gets free stuff on the internet and then sells it for money. That's his business.
I thought this was my podcast.
I just thought that was so interesting. I just think that's the most. Even though it's just true that I don't know what you do for work, but you do fat because you're a very well dressed man.
Oh, thank you.
You're very well dressed.
To be dapper. I'm in explosion protection. I handle emergencies. I'm under crisis management. That's what I do.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
You do explosion? You do bombs?
No, not bombs. Industrial.
Explosion protection.
So you do? So really, for real?
Yeah, our company designs systems that detect explosions early on.
Interesting.
And then they disperse an agent to suppress the explosion.
What kind? Like a Chinese fella, or what kind of agent?
What?
Like from
This is just so there's like a software agent.
Yeah, like a
disperse our agents and they go in
that's
there.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, where are they from? Could be Japanese. Could be Japanese.
Kind of, just sodium bicarbonate.
Okay, it's like a powder. It's like a powder. It's like a gas.
Yeah,
they do like a gas in the air.
Powder, but that's
yeah, like a
okay.
powder, like a gas.
So you like monitor the system.
Yes.
When things get wonky, you put in the.
When customers have an event or something like that, they'll call me and I sort them out.
I bet.
Wait, when they have an event, it seems like it's too late if they've had an event.
No, we suppress the explosions. We don't cause the explosion.
Oh,
we don't have the.
okay.
If there is an actual explosion, we failed.
So
Wow, remarkable.
like a couple months ago, there was that thing in California where they were sure that thing was going to blow. Did you read that? There was like some big. It had like phosphorus or something in it, something crazy, some sort of crazy chemical. The pressure was building, and they brought in like a bunch of people. At one point, the fire department was like, they evacuated 60,000 people or something because they were like, we don't think there's anything we're going to be able to do about this. But they ended up being able to like stop
And that could have been
the
you
reaction
who's
or
doing
whatever. Is that like the
there's
kind of
certain
thing?
applications that we do? We usually deal with like dust and because dust is very combustible in a lot of places.
Interesting. And then you come up in there and you take that big old blanket and you put it right over that fire or whatever. Just boom. Fascinating. It's cool. I would have. That makes sense because I would have. There's something about you where I would have thought like some sort of security, and that's kind of like security, but security from explosions. Yeah, that's why. That's why, because you're such a. Because when I do made up comedy shows, sometimes when you're there, I'm always like, well, thank God I catch a heckler. I'm just gonna have JB pick him up by the back of the neck like a cat and throw him out of here. That's great.
All the people listening just audibly is I'm a pretty.
He's a big fella.
It's
a
You
man.
can't tell from his deep voice.
This is a man who knows his way around a bench press. He is a man.
It's always funny, like listening to like
a bench what?
Bench
It's always funny listening to Rogue because he's like, you don't want to be that big guy on stage. I'm like, I can't really help.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know that you could be any bigger on stage. You really I mean you're like a big old strong fella. Did you play football or something growing up?
No, I wrestled.
That
Fuck. Another wrestler.
a man after my own heart. I'm a blue belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you know.
Whoa.
I love grappling. I adore it.
nice,
That
nice.
makes sense. I would imagine you'd be a very, very difficult opponent. I would imagine you'd be a very scary guy to come across in the street. A man, did you wrestle 4
I bet
years?
if you had a gun in your hand and murder in your eye, it'd
Yeah.
be terrifying.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. Certainly.
Not just my arms, but actual weapons.
I have no doubt.
Throw that and katanas with it. I'll be Japanese. You have a beef with me? I'll show you tip of my sword.
Finally,
Nate
a guy-
is so
I'm
jealous right now. He's
just
like, God, I wish I was a quarter Japanese so I could do that.
So lucky that you did everything that I've wanted to do for 50. This is our 52nd episode, friend. 52nd. Thank you very much for being here. And you've done
Full year podcast.
a full year podcasting. I've never got to do that one time. Thank you, JB Allen. Thank you, JB Allen. God damn it. Oh, it was good. Thank you.
By the way, I also have this.
What is that?
That is beef jerky.
Oh, dude. Oh, fuck yeah.
Beef jerky.
I'm a
now,
beef
I
jerky
know
man.
You're from Louisiana.
Yeah, dude. I'll eat a little jerky.
So, I mean, this guy knows about his jerky, but I'm going to tell you this. This is not like squirrel jerky, possum jerky.
Okay.
This is grade A American beef right
This
here. I'm
really,
not sure
this,
if
you
used
made
to-
your own beef
I
jerky?
do.
I had a
did.
buddy that used to do that.
I did do that.
It's great stuff. I love it. I love
And
it.
I also have this one, too. This is all friends of the podcast.
What kind of beef jerky is
This
this
one is a crack pepper garlic.
Oh, my God.
And this one's a very special. It might be too refined for your palate, but it's
okay.
a truffle jerky.
Well, dude, actually, my parents have a 30-acre black truffle farm.
What? No way. I gotta hang out with your parents. Give me some of those truffles. I love those mushrooms. Get those hogs in there. Digging up those truffles.
We use dogs, but we have
Use dogs?
Yeah, we
Really?
we're going to pick up a dog next summer from Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a 30-acre black truffle farm. We grow them on white oak trees, and they grow on the roots of the white oak trees. Yep. Yeah. So no, in fact, I do know a truffle. Yeah, I'm half European. People forget that. People forget that. You know, I do actually have like a sophisticated background. It's dug down real deep in there. I've done a lot of cool fancy stuff. Mm-hmm.
Well, I love it. Well, enjoy. As I
It's
said.
delicious, but I will say beef jerky is not great for podcasting.
It's so good.
That's all right.
Dude, I'm taking some of this on the way home. I'm eating some of this on the way home. This is delicious, dude.
It's all yours.
Perfect. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I'll just put it back on the plastic bag. Don't stick it
Get
on
it out
my
of
fucking.
here. Future guests do not bring beef jerky.
No, I don't want him
to
sticking
the
beef jerky on my chair cushions. It's a different thing.
I put on my Zen can. Don't worry. I put on top of my Zen can. Don't worry. I always put on top of
Get
my
your
Zen
Zen can on my chair cushions.
What is it doing there, goddammit? Nonetheless, dude. Well,
God,
that's
dude,
tough.
good
See,
luck to Caroline when you guys move in together. Lucky lady.
I just want to smell this one real quick.
Oh, yeah,
Now, do
please.
you?
Well, yeah, JB, actually, Nate next week is moving in with his lady friend.
I am. I'm moving
where
to
you moving in?
Medford. Moving to
Medford?
Yep. I'm not gonna be a Worcester guy anymore, technically. Even though I will always, at my heart, be a Worcester guy. You got just where do you actually? Because I don't know where you
I
live.
live in Webster.
Webster,
which is
Massachusetts.
south of Worcester.
Okay, that's what I've
Yeah.
seen that on the map before. I think.
Yeah, it's like right on the Connecticut border.
Okay.
So,
I did a
Nice.
show out there. That's
You did a
the
show in Webster?
yeah. Isn't that where the lake is? And they have that. I thought it was out in Webster.
I
There's
did
like,
one that was in Connecticut on the state line like that, but I don't think it was
Steve
Webster.
Slater's. Is
Indian,
that
Samuel Slater.
Sam Slater's? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
did
So
that
they have that
show,
like
okay.
big banquet hall thing. They
Yeah.
did a show with Tony V there.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool, yeah.
You're over there. Okay.
Yeah.
I've
But
been to a few comedy shows over there.
yeah. It was neat. That's a cool little like amphitheater area.
What brought you into comedy?
Oh man.
Because you lived a life, dog.
I have.
Yeah, you've lived a life. I know you were like, because you. This is the craziest thing I think about you that I found out. But when you told me that you were for the MEO in Philadelphia, in Philly, okay, which is like the northern equivalent to me of like New Orleans. You know what I mean? It'd be like if you work DC, Baltimore, Philly. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
damn, that's like real shit. And MEO is the medical examiner's office. That's the coroner's office.
Yeah.
So did you
Oh, yeah.
were you chopping them up?
No.
Oh wow, I was just wondering.
No, I did. I had like a
Chopping them
6-month internship. It was a very long internship.
Yeah.
and I did that with the medical examiner's office, and it was great. I loved it. Like you could do what you wanted with the interview, with the
Corpses? The corpses.
No, stop, Nathaniel.
Well, that's right.
With the internship.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
But I just wasn't sure. I was like, what do you do with them? Yeah, I know.
It's one of those guys who are like, I can't work there because I do everything with the corpses.
I'd be like, be put them up in like funny positions. People would like come into like, I'd be like, come in, and they'd be like having a tea party, and they'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, that'd be really funny.
Relaxing environment.
It'd be very funny. That would be very funny. That'd be very, very funny to do if you're a coroner and you did that with the after the formaldehyde.
I didn't do comedy at that time.
Well,
Thank
yeah.
God. Right?
Apparently, it fucks you up. So.
But so one of the things is we'd have to be the eyes and ears of the doctors out in the field.
Okay.
So we would go out and as I said, some interns were lame. They just stayed in and did paperwork. But I was like, no, I want to go out on the scene. So I'd always be out.
So you'd be out there like, and when they'd be drawing the line about him, and you'd be looking at him, they'd be like, "What do you think?" Intern from the MEO's office, and you'd be like, "Well, according to the bullet hole in his forehead, I believe he's dead." You know? Yeah.
Probable cause of death.
Yeah.
Gunshot. The smoking gun next to the body.
Yeah, that's it's funny because I did a murder trial once, and I had to qualify a forensic expert is what they called it, but I couldn't remember the word, so I had to qualify this expert, and I wasn't supposed to say coroner because the coroner is like the medical or is the elected official. So I just, the judge is like sitting there and is like, get it out already, and I was like, Your Honor, the state moves to qualify Mr. Jones as an expert in telling how people died. She was like a forensic expert, a forensic analyst. And I was like, yes, Your Honor, that's the term. That's
Yeah,
the,
absolutely.
Dead people.
yeah. If you could get the transcript back from my last murder trial, I did win it, but if you could get it back, you'd be like, what the hell was that? Did it in a day. It was so easy.
Nobody knows what's going on in that office.
Yeah, if you confuse the jury enough.
Wait, were you a prosecutor or were you
I prosecuted for 10 months, and while I prosecuted, they called me the best criminal defense attorney in the parish of Lafayette because I let so many people out of jail. I let so many people out of jail. If you did not fuck a kid or kill your wife, you were going home. I just didn't care. It was, and if I knew your
And
attorney,
even then, we're going to make it 2 weeks.
yeah. I mean, it was remarkable. I mean, yeah, dude, there was many times where I'd be like, so many people come in and be like somebody I knew from law school, and I'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna make them come to court just because this is gonna be funny, But I would already dismiss it before they get there. They'd like walk in, they'd have this whole speech, they'd be sweating and shit. They'd be, so here's going on. Okay, so he's actually a really good guy. We got him in all these classes. He's doing really. Dude, I dismissed it like 3 hours ago, bro. You know how I'm don't worry. But tell me, you kicked the shit out of me, dude. Tell me you made me look like an idiot. Yeah, it was cool.
Well, we had, you mentioned like trying to figure out like the gunshots or whatever.
That's a big part of it.
We had a very interesting one. I remember the lady, she was found in this room and it was just bloody all over the place.
Yes.
So, and just so you know, like nobody can touch the body until
Yep.
we get there. We're the only ones because we have to document everything for the
Very,
for the-
very
for
true.
the doctors.
Yeah.
They like to say that. You can touch the body, don't you?
They're like,
Nobody's stopping you.
Yeah, exactly. Some guy just sitting there,
Trust
check
me.
this out, check the court.
that's how we found it.
So you'd go, yeah.
Oh, so this one was interesting because I mean, like there was a crowbar on the scene. This girl had contusions of the head, and there was like weird lacerations, and one of the ones she had a weird laceration on her hand, right between her index finger and her thumb.
Okay.
She also had like almost like a puncture wound right in the below the clavicle.
Okay.
Right in the chest. And we were like, okay, how does this work with the crowbar? Because obviously she just got beat to hell
she
over
just got
the head.
whacked.
So we're
with
like, maybe the prongs of the crowbar created a puncture, but nothing was really adding up, right?
Yeah.
So then finally, when we document everything, we're kind of like examining the rest of the body, and then we found like a bump in the small of the back, and we're like, what the hell is this bump in the small of the back? And then we kind of pieced it together. We're like, oh, wait a minute. This person wasn't bludgeoned with the hand, well, she was bludgeoned with the crowbar, but that's not what killed her. What killed her was she was shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew it.
We also knew how she died. She reached forward to say no. The bullet traveled through her hand, right in that little point in the index finger, went into the chest. Now she was leaning over, so it traveled down through the body and got lodged in the small of her back.
That is That's so much of that is real shit, and that's exactly what you do on the stand when you're like. That's basically what you're like. Okay, so what happened? Where was the trajectory?
JB forgot to mention
stand up. I'm not making shit up.
JB forgot the most important thing about that story, though, is the thing that survived, which was the bottle of Johnny Walker Red on the shelf behind her. Johnny Walker Red.
Johnny Walker Red.
Brought to you by
Johnny Walker Red. Thank
Always
you.
need a little bit.
Thank you, Johnny Walker.
A dedication to Doug Stanhope here. Can't do a podcast without.
I'm sorry, JB. What the fuck?
I didn't see you were low. Look at, I thought you were milking it like this. Chucklehead.
He's got to drive. I live here.
See, I'll sip. I'll nurse this bad boy. It's delightful, but I'll
I do
nurse
too.
it.
I got to drive to Webster.
But I guess that's fair.
This is going to be like the medical examiner is going to be like, we need to see this podcast. And it's not going to look good for him.
Where are you coming from?
Well, nonetheless, that is fat. We used to have to do stuff like that. One time I worked a case where we proved a guy. Not proved a guy didn't do it, but we basically said like, haha, you did it wrong, because they said that this guy was shot by another person, and they said, but the guy who shot, the victim was taller than him, and the bullet trajectory was upward, you know, and we were like, losers, yeah, couldn't have been him, nah. Well, it turned out he was, it's possible he was sitting in a car and everything like that, but nonetheless, they hadn't figured that out. That's when I was defending, so we got that dismissed. Boom, boom.
Have you guys ever seen that documentary, The Staircase?
Yeah.
Staircase.
Okay, so it's this long, like
very fascinating.
Yeah,
very fascinating.
Really?
It's like they've been filming it for like the better part of like 15 years now. It's like these really like famous documentarians. But
Is
this
it
guy,
Zareki?
I'm not sure, but anyway, it's not Zareki. They're French guys. Zareki is the guy who did the Jinx, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So this guy in North Carolina, fairly successful family. He's like somewhat involved in local politics. She's like wealthy or something, and she falls down the stairs and dies.
He was an author.
Yeah.
But
anyway, successful family. His wife like falls down the stairs and dies, and it becomes a question of did he push her? Did he kill her? And like the blood spatter becomes like this huge part of it. And I will say that like I was watching the documentary and I was like, man, they are really railroading this guy. But then it comes out that like 20 years before he met his second wife who died falling down the stairs, his first wife died falling down the stairs. And I was like, maybe.
And there was all this stuff. There was all this
CNMO.
I was like, but the North Carolina like prosecutors are very incompetent. Like I was like watching and I was like, that's not science that they're describing like in the trial.
Dude, it was tight. There was one part where, because also too, he was doing a lot of gay stuff on the side. He was doing gay love. He was doing gay love with sailors.
That's what piqued your interest.
That's exactly. Immediately, I was like, ooh.
That's actually how Nate knew the guy. Nate knew him from that, and then found out that he murdered his wife.
Oh my
maybe.
God, that guy killed his wife.
I'm diving deep into this story.
No. He was diving deep, and then
I heard about the story. No, he was doing gay stuff with sailors.
the gay stuff was like not with sailors, with like people around. It's North Carolina, and it was like inland North Carolina. It wasn't Wilmington.
It was Army Man.
Okay, fine. But the point
It was
being,
Army Man.
The
He was
point
doing gay
being,
stuff with Army Man.
there's like enough evidence that it was like the wife knew about it, and it was sort of a like whatever. I don't care that you do that on the side kind of thing.
Very interesting, nonetheless. But the crazy part that I thought was the craziest theory I saw was that she gets pushed down the stairs, right? All right. She's at the bottom of the stairs. There's blood spatter everywhere, and it's like horrendous. There's fucking blood all over the place. Where they're like, there's like no way this lady fell down the stairs. But
I mean, she might have.
if it's possible. But there was a great theory that there was these birds.
It was
in the
an
area.
owl.
An owl. An owl in this area was terrorizing runners. And there is a theory, because of some bird feathers found in the area, that she was attacked by an owl, ran into the house, hit her head on the wall, and
fell down
died.
the stairs,
And the
yeah.
owl attacked her face.
I didn't know about the owl, but I have heard the owl theory. Anyways,
Yes.
the point being,
This podcast turned into true crimes conspiracy theories. What is going on here?
we're supposed to be a comedic take on true crime, so it sounds like we're right on the money. Thank you so much, JB, for telling us how to run our podcast. Oh my god!
I think that's what I'm just saying. Fascinating. A bird. What a great way to deflect from the jury.
You might like it's an interesting documentary. They made like a whole ass HBO show with like Colin Firth as the guy who does the
Yep.
might be accused. It's a fascinating story. So if you're ever like looking for something to watch, and you have some expertise in this field.
I do.
This is because like it is all about the medical examiner.
That's what I'm saying. You might look at it and be like, this fucking guy did 6 months in the business. I know more than this fucking idiot.
6 months, yeah.
My 6
That's like
months
somebody
in
in comedy. I've done this 6 months.
Dude, that 6 months is such a special time for like new comedians because they do think like they know
yeah.
what they're doing.
Think
And it's
they've
like,
made it. Just starting to get booked.
Yeah, they get
yeah.
laughs at the open mic consistently. They're like, I fucking got this.
I've got this. Some guy in New York reaches out and says, hey, you can do a spot at the stand if you bring 5 people for $35 each. And you're like, I've made it.
I'm a real Canadian now. This is great.
I'm a real comedian.
I have an interesting crime story, and I'd be
Okay.
very curious to hear
love to hear
your guys' thoughts on this one.
Please,
This is an
please,
absolutely
to
true story.
Hear it. Okay.
Yes,
jerky is
absolutely true
delicious.
story. I call it the Myrtle Sturtle story.
Oh.
So at the MEO, usually like we get calls from cops. We ended up getting a call from the cops saying that this woman's lawyer wanted to talk to us directly.
Okay.
When we talked to the lawyer was like, I represent this old lady. She doesn't really trust the police, but she has a dead body in her house. And she wants to do the right thing, but she just doesn't really have any faith in the police.
She
She
probably
wants to
shouldn't
go
have had
directly
sex with that
through
dead
you.
body then.
And we're like, okay, this is a weird set of circumstances. We talked to the police. Police are okay with it. They're like, well, whatever. This lady's like, I mean, she was like probably around 80 years old.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean, old.
Was she hot?
I'm not saying I didn't bang her, but
Jump into the end of the story, Joe.
anyway, you're ruining the ending. Like, ruining my punchline. I didn't know that's what this podcast was about. So anyways, so we decide like, okay, we're gonna go and check this out. So we go to this place. Now I don't know. You've been to Philadelphia? Have any of you been to Philadelphia?
I fucking hate Philadelphia. We can get to that. I have a whole fucking. I'll give you 5 minutes about how I fucking hate Philly. But yeah, I've been there.
Get to the end of that. We'll do that after the crime. So are you familiar with the Philadelphia row house?
It's another piece of shit row house in a piece of shit city. Yeah, sure.
Well, it's a little bit different than around here where you have 3 levels and everybody lives on a level.
Okay.
It's like 3 levels, but the house is split in half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a very narrow house.
So like a duplex, like a shotgun duplex?
So instead,
Well, it's a 3 levels, but it's like split in half. They're a little bit more narrow than the houses around here.
Okay.
right. So we do like 3 floors, and like each level is the apartment.
Okay.
There, they split the house in half.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody has a first floor door. It's just it's split in half, right? So she has a Philadelphia row house. So we walk in and we're like, holy cow, this place is like from circa 1940. Like there's a film of like cigarette just
Tight.
the pictures on the wall blend in with the wallpaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's dark. Like it's like dimly lit. It's almost like gaslit. But the only thing that was very bright was the kitchen, which had a halogen light. And then there was like there's always a stairway going up, and the stairway just went into like nothingness. It was just really
like
weird.
heaven.
Oh yeah. It's like what the hell's going on here? And we walk in and there's like a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Right there. And the lady's like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I mean, we this lady fell down. She came to me. I wanted to take care of her, and we're like, oh, okay. I mean, but she liked milk and cookies, and I was like, okay, she likes milk and cookies, right? So we're like, okay. So what's going on with the thing? And she's like, oh, she's over here, but she's not feeling too good, I don't think. And we go over to this bed, and it's nicely made and all this, but we go and look into the bed, and it's a rotted corpse. We're like, what is going on here? Like
A carotid what?
a rotted,
A rotted
yeah, rotting
horse
Corpse.
Corpse. Okay. I was like, what did I just hear? No,
That
stop.
pronunciation just
Hey,
needs to get a
no.
little bit better here. Thank you, Johnny Walker Red. Brought to you by.
I don't think I wanted to hear what I heard. Like, that was not your fault. I was like, please
I heard
tell
it
me
clear.
something
I heard
else.
it perfectly clear. Like, rotting corpse. I was
Rotting
like,
corpse.
no way, dude. Are you serious?
Oh yeah, we're like, what the hell is going on here? Like everything's like bloated. We're like, and we go with the lady. Goes, oh, you know, I got a little stinky, so I had to open the window. We're like, what is going on here?
Are you serious? It was
Yeah.
like a Norman Bates situation.
Yeah, it really was. And then, you know, so we're like, well, does she have any belongings? We're like, go over to her belongings.
Well, she had
It
a
was in the
dead
back.
body.
Yeah. Well, other than the body. But, you know, we're looking at that, trying to find identification.
Oh, like, who is
We
this
can't
person? Yeah,
find,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
And that's the whole thing. We need to find out who this person is. And and we're like, what was your name? Oh, I think her name was Myrtle. I was like, Myrtle. We're writing this down. Myrtle what? Myrtle Sturtle? I'm like, what the?
Probably not.
So imagine these investigators in Philadelphia writing Myrtle Sturtle. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Helpful.
Yeah, and then like we're like, all right, well, this is like we looked at everything to try and find because we're like trying to figure out who this person is.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But she's like, oh, she was just a neighborhood person. She fell down, and I was just caring for her. And we're like, oh. So like later on, we're like going like me and the we have to do follow up. So we're going to like soup kitchens, and we're like, and we feel like idiots because we're like, okay, we got to follow. It's like, excuse me, sir, have you ever heard of a Myrtle Stern? Yeah, I mean, but the weirdest thing about the whole story. So this is the best part about the whole story, and then I'll follow up with the question for you.
Okay,
too.
yeah.
All right, so the best part about the whole story, because we take the body, and then she had contusions of her head. We knew this
Sure.
because said fell down, hurt her head. So we take the So obviously there's a doctor
Yeah.
in charge of the case. So we're like, okay, what did you find with the autopsy? Well, contusions. It looked like probably that had something to do with her death. And we're like, all right, but there was a little bit something strange. And she's like, we found milk and cookies in her mouth.
Oh my
So the
God.
lady
We're
was
just
feeding.
jamming.
She was feeding her milk and cookies post-mortem.
Oh my God, dude! Are you serious?
Yes.
But she loved. I knew there was gonna be something about the milk and cookies.
Oh,
You
yeah,
couldn't-
it
you
was
couldn't
a-
say that.
I don't throw that in there for nothing.
You're remarkable, dude.
My setup is done very intentionally
So,
for the payoff.
and it turned out she really had just fell down. Like,
Well,
nobody
this
knows.
is the question. So, I mean,
I think
the
that old
question
Bronx
I always
killer.
throw around there was like, did the lady die
What's her
from
name?
natural?
What's her name? Really, Myrtle Sturtle.
We don't know. She just went as Jane Doe at that point because we don't know whether it was Myrtle Sturtle.
I do
Myrtle
love the
Sturtle on a
idea
headstone.
of like you're like because sometimes when you have a case like that. You're working these cases,
Yeah.
and you got to go with whatever evidence you've got. You know, you can have all the theories in the world, but just you can only prove it based on this evidence. You know,
Yeah.
and like you'll come across a case, and you're like, dude, I think we know what happened, but we'll never be able to prove this. The only witness we got is some lady who keeps saying her name was Myrtle Startle. You know, like this will never fly in court. You know, like there's just no
Yeah.
hope. You know, so
Right.
she goes down as a Jane Doe. You know,
Yeah, and that's exactly what. So the question to you guys: did Myrtle Sturtle die from the circumstances that was laid out to us of like she contusions
fell
of the
down?
head and she just happened to die, or did the kindly old lady murder Myrtle and cover it up with her
Dementia?
senilism?
Dementia,
yes.
I think she faked it. I think she faked the dementia. I think she killed the lady and faked the dementia. That's
I mean, I think she had the dementia and accidentally killed the woman by shoving milk and cookies down her.
she's like, you
That's what I
like
think
milk
that-
and
yeah.
cookies, don't you? And she's like,
but have more milk and
more
cookies.
milk and cookies. You need to eat something, dear. You need to eat. You're getting very frail.
I mean, the question's out there. I mean, why did she want to avoid the police?
That's my other thing.
That's the darkest story we've had on this podcast.
I like it.
Good
Thank you
job.
very much.
You know, right? You
I knew I
know,
was
your
brought here for a
podcast
reason.
episodes and in the awards, you snuck in right at the end for darkest story. That was
That's a crime pod.
horrifying.
That's a crime story, dude. And I still think it's fascinating. I'm still very, very fascinated.
Oh, it's fascinating. And yeah, like mortality is fascinating. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Well, I mean,
Jesus Christ, that's a David Fincher novel.
dude, old people do
And he's a
murder.
movie maker.
Old people do murdering. Okay, one time I had a case where a guy shot his neighbor in the chest point blank with a double barrel 12 gauge, both triggers at the same time, over who was gonna go pick up the liquor bottle that day, dude. It was, and they were like 70. It was insane. It was crazy.
I do think one of my favorite Breaking Bad episodes is the two meth heads arguing with Jesse as a prisoner. Are you guys Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad,
yeah.
The two tweakers like have Jesse as a prisoner, and there's the kid in the house, and then the guy gets crushed by. You remember
ATM
this? They have the
machine.
ATM machine.
Yeah, the ATM machine
And
falls
this guy's
on the
like,
guy and crushes him.
and the woman, the like meth head, his girlfriend, just like pushes it on top of him,
Yeah.
and then like Jesse, but that whole argument is just like two people who've had enough of each other, and one kills the other person. I was like, that's probably actually how it happens a lot of the time.
So
Like-
more murders happen due to like domestic dispute argument
Yeah.
than anything. It's not like gangland, like shooting like that, all that. That's TV stuff. It happens,
Yeah.
but
This
yeah.
is funny. I actually have another story.
Excellent.
This was not a good, intriguing one, but it's good to follow up with what you're saying.
Yeah.
We got a call to a squatter house. So it was an abandoned.
Oh, I've been watching so many squatter videos lately. Okay, go on.
Okay.
I'm watching so much about squatters.
So, I mean, obviously, the
So wait,
squatters
you're
get
moving to
called-
Medford?
Medford.
No, I watched this ones in Texas where they like walk, because in Texas it's different than everywhere else. Because in Texas, if you have a squatter, you just like open your door and cock a gun and go, show your face or I'm gonna fucking shoot you. And it's the craziest videos you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, the squatter videos are cool. Like I do,
Very
like,
interesting
like, get the
stuff.
hell, like now they're just like, hey, we're gonna party with you guys.
Yeah,
and
now-
it's
yeah.
like
They're like, get
I
out.
mean, they're amazing to watch.
They
That's
are.
great online, but this is not back in. This is like
This is
90s.
the 90s squatting. This is like dangerous stuff.
Oh yeah. So it's
before
Philadelphia.
it-
So we're looking at this another row house again
Yeah.
because that's all they got in Philly. So
I noticed that all these stories take place in Philly. I'm not, and let me say, I'm not the least bit surprised. Of course they do. Tell us about another murder in
Can't wait to
Philly.
hear your Philly story. So they had this mattress on the ground. We find this lady who was like just shot in the head, and we find out that like, oh, so I mean, this is more like homicide. Found out, but yeah. So this lady, and she was young. She was probably in her teens or something like that.
wow.
Got shot in the head. Yeah, yeah. But apparently, her boyfriend wanted to play Russian roulette. Sad trombone for the lady who's dead in Philadelphia.
Brought to you by Johnny Walker.
Brought to you by Johnny Walker Red. Thank you, Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that sound effect without the Johnny Walker. That's fair. I will say that's true. That is true.
So this guy got bored and just started playing Russian roulette with his girlfriend, and she lost. So
Dude,
yeah,
well, that's
insane. Insane. That one I've never seen a Russian roulette situation. I've seen like gun goes off like playing with it in the car and stuff. I've seen that.
oh,
you know.
I have one of those too.
Did we talk about how Burroughs? Do you know how William Burroughs killed his wife?
Who's
he was
William
like,
Burroughs?
He was like Kerouac and like part of the Beat like writers. Like
Okay.
he wrote the book Naked Lunch.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
like a pretty famous author. He was drunk in Mexico and convinced his wife that they were going to do William Tell. And she put an apple on top of her head, and he shot her in the head.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, and I mean that did not derail his author career.
Well, yeah, dude, I
Like-
mean, I heard something about Picasso the other day. Okay, did you know Picasso had a wife and a mistress, and he was always having wives and mistresses and stuff. But he had a wife and a mistress, and one day he was painting his mistress, and his wife came in all mad, and they got into a fight, and he was just like, "The winner shall have me," and just like backed away and let these two ladies duke it out. Isn't that insane?
the audacity.
I know. What? Just nowadays, you like if somebody said that like famous
Women
painter,
don't like it when you talk to them that way
Yeah,
these
it's
days.
crazy.
Has feminism gone too far, fellas?
Brought to you by Johnny Walker. We'll never- That's the
Only
only
problems between men and women since whenever the hell they started
only
making it.
fucking sponsor we'll ever get. God damn it.
Cause of and solution to all men and women relationships.
Johnny Walker's got. Usually it's me, but now this Johnny Walker just unlocked something new in Joe and just cracked the code, dude. Good God, you know.
This is actually fun. This is like such a random like linked into like Japan, but like one of my favorite authors is Murakami, Japanese guy, and you know one of his characters is Johnny Walker in this very like weird novel he made.
Of course.
But that brings me to you just got back from Japan.
Oh, I
right?
did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like I've always wanted to go to Japan. I've been to Korea before. So I like love like The Asian cities are fucking nuts, right?
Were you
Like,
the biggest fella anybody had ever seen in their whole lives?
You know, you would think this.
Yeah. But they have sumo. I forget they have sumo.
Well, they do have sumo, and I actually did see a sumo match when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a huge sumo fan.
yeah.
Oh,
So wait, were you in Tokyo? I'm guessing.
Well,
or-
I was in Tokyo, Yokohama, went to Kyoto, went to Osaka.
How long was this
and
trip?
Nara.
Wow.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Wow. So you were like just trains?
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, we went to trains back and forth. Yeah,
Nice.
So, yeah, it
Nice.
was really cool.
The super fast one?
Oh yeah, the bullet train. Yeah.
I wish we had fucking bullet trains in
I
America.
watched those videos too.
They
I
tried
watched
to
them.
do that in California.
They
But
keep trying to. Okay, so I'm so fucking annoyed. when I lived in Wisconsin, there was going to be a bullet train between Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago. And Scott Walker, not John, no relation to Johnny Walker. Scott Walker,
Yeah,
who
the
was
dumb one.
yeah, this really shitty governor they had canceled it after they had already invested $100 million, and the cancellation fee was another $100 million. So they just
Are you
this
serious?
train would have worked.
They
I
do
would
that-
have still be living in Madison right now if I could just hop on the train down to Chicago when I need to get out of town. You know,
They did when in Louisiana they've always talked about a train between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. You know, they've always talked about that. Then in Phoenix it was
well,
between.
there's just going to be
Baton
too many
Rouge and
bandits on
Yeah,
that train.
exactly.
No, that's like they're just trying to
over,
pirate you.
Well, most of it's over water, so exactly that is a problem. You could run into like pirating and things like that on the train. Which would be a big issue.
I've been to New Orleans. I know what
Yeah,
to look
exactly. Yeah,
out for.
when you pass through Thibodeau, you could be raided by some Piros or something like that. You know, there's be some fellas on canoes coming up on the side of you and jumping on that train. But nonetheless,
Seriously though, it's like a real issue there.
train robbery would be a massive issue. And are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
but
They don't
that's
have
like
any-
why it works in Japan.
It did not happen in Japan when I was
Yeah,
there.
very low rates
I
of
was
piracy.
contemplating it. But
You know,
I don't think there's any, but there's no, you wouldn't even have smelled a crime in Japan.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You're not even allowed to talk loud in a train or subway.
And
This
you
is
can't,
like-
you know what
It's
else I heard?
beautiful.
they would
It's
hate me in Japan. I'm so loud.
You know what else you can't do?
Yeah, but I think you would adjust to the customs.
I would try, but that's the thing is like there are these moments where I just like I get like happy and boisterous, and that's like very rude. Like,
You're like the New York guy telling jokes in the subway.
I mean, like I'm not that bad, but like
Now-
I had Brianna like over at the comedy studio come over and be like, "You're being so fucking loud." The other night I was like, "I feel terrible."
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But if that had been a Japanese comedy club, they would have killed me.
yeah, they
So,
would have just cut your head off or something. Yeah.
that'd be cool.
I was actually contemplating doing comedy in Japan until I kind of found out that like a lot of the Japanese humor doesn't translate well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Well,
heard-
for one thing, it's in Japanese.
yeah. Well, even in the like
There's got to be stuff that you got to be like if you made jokes about like Korea or something, they'd probably think that was funny. I'm
They
sure.
probably think that's funny,
Yeah,
but like I
yeah.
do like a lot of dark humor, so it's almost like if you do something dark, you're like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
like I don't like that. Like that guy was your friend. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like
I did see this
See
dude
that?
he's a white guy. I think he might be from Canada or something, but he's a white guy who lives in China and he does like a bunch of stand up in Chinese. But the joke is like very much on him for being like, you know, hey, which kills in China,
I
right?
would
Like
imagine,
I'm
yeah.
a giant goofy white guy. They're like, look at this guy. But like the material is like pretty hacky. You
Yeah,
know?
but
And,
I
like, you're
think
like,
that's what
but-
you like. That's what train. And even when I like go to Belgium and stuff, even if I do jokes in English, the ones that work the best are the hackiest jokes. If I have any
Yeah.
nuance to a joke, immediately they're like, I don't. It's the
Yeah.
same thing where it's like, but why would you do this to your friend? Yeah, this
Yeah.
is, but this is your family. Yeah,
jokes don't kill as much as a CCP.
there you go.
Hey,
Tiananmen
I'll be here
didn't
all week
happen.
in
Do you know-
Beijing.
We are actually
I'm on
sponsored
tour.
by the Communist Party of China. So
And
stop.
Johnny Walker, ironically,
Red.
There's nothing ironic or coincidental about that.
So it's possible Joe is a communist. It's possible.
Possible. That's like a funny thing. Have you seen that they're like trying to bring back the like Red Scare shit? Like, and Republicans are like,
What do you mean?
They're like these Democrats. They're communists. Like
I'm
Zoran's
very
a
susceptible
communist.
to that kind of talk. You have to be very careful. You know, I'm a man of the 20th century.
the
I'm very
fucking-
susceptible to this kind of talk.
Like you get excited about it, or
Well,
you're
I like
"Ooh,
the
they're a
idea
communist."
of. I mean, I like the idea of like. I don't like the. I get scared of the idea of communists, but I like the idea of like. Get that communist. You know, I like that. You know, I like that. You know that. So that's where I fall into, I guess, the middle ground. You know, somewhere in the middle.
I
Where
could
definitely
definitely
see-
watch Red Dawn every year on
Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, this is
4th
kinda
of
stuff.
July. Yeah.
5
Yes.
years down the line, Nate and I are gonna like encounter each other in a conflict, and Nate's gonna like have me like on the ground. He's gonna be like, he's got a point break. Like,
Dude, we need to film that for the podcast. It'll be amazing. We're like, brother against brother. Podcaster against podcaster.
I just think everybody should have healthcare.
I just watched that. I just watched this German show called Generation War where that exact thing happened. It was like two good friends. One of them was Jewish. The other one falls deep into Nazism, and he comes up on his friend and just like, get the fuck out of here! Bang, bang, bang.
It's a great fucking movie, dude. Like it's like always. I was just watching Hot Fuzz, dude. Like where they just.
That's a great
why
movie.
I'm doing it.
Back to Hot Fuzz.
That is a great film, dude. That is a great film.
Hot Fuzz is like maybe one of the funniest movies in the past
Those guys
20
make
years.
those where they take that crazy turn. You know, they always
Yeah.
take these wet. You're like, holy motherfucking shit. You know,
So Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Edgar Wright together. That's just it's like the Miami Heat when they had like LeBron and Bosch and Wade. You know, like they're just
true.
it's three guys who understand what their roles are. They know what they're gonna do. Edgar Wright's a really good filmmaker. And like I was watching Hot Fuzz. The like shots are awesome. Like it's a very like
yeah, it's well put together.
It's a good comedy movie,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like also just a well done movie.
There's that scene where
you know?
he's jumping all those fences and
Yeah,
shit. Like
that
that's like
shit-
yeah,
that's funny. All the like him like the like tower going through his chin and like talking around it. Like you got to be kind of a talented filmmaker to make that happen on the screen. You know, like great movie.
What was the other one with the bar hopping?
End of the World.
World's End.
World's End.
World's
Yeah,
End,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it's kind of funny because Hot Fuzz gets a lot of credit, but World's End, I don't get it. It doesn't get as much credit, and I'm like, I
think it's-
loved World's End.
It's
I thought
because
it was
great.
so
It's
good.
great.
because it came out, I think, at the same time that they did This Is the End, which was like that the same idea but American, where they had like Seth
could see that
Rogen
being a
and
part of
stuff. I remember they both came out at the same time, and I remember thinking like, oh man, they're doing a British one.
Yeah.
I almost liked
Come on,
the World's
Simon
End.
Pegg versus Seth Rogen.
I know that's
Come
what
on,
I'm saying.
comedy here.
And
Who's
like
better?
those
That's-
British,
I mean, honestly,
those
they're
British
great.
comedians
Both
are
are
so
great.
fucking funny.
You know, like wait, Simon Pegg and Seth Rogen. I put them on like.
Yeah, but I have a little bit beef with Seth Rogen because he's the one that said like,
I know he stole your wife, but
no, but he's the one that wanted to cancel all these like guys for what they said 20 years ago, and I was like,
Seth Rogen did.
Yeah, Seth
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he
You
kind of
remember that?
he's quick to jump up and be like, I don't know them anymore. They were my best friends.
Well, James
Yeah.
Franco did like kind of let
There
him
was
down.
There was that when James Franco did do some bad sex stuff.
I
but
still don't even like that was so fucking shitty of James Franco. Like
it's really
obviously for
weird
many
because he was a
reasons.
hot guy. You know,
That's the thing that I don't get is because like why did he have to do any of that? Why
Think
couldn't
if-
he just be like,
Yeah, if you're a hot guy and I
Hey.
figure you just put your penis out in the air long enough, some lady's gonna come grab it. Yeah. So, yeah.
James Franco probably could have done that and people would be like, he's being charming.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what
At
I
the
thought.
pool, like,
yeah,
I mean-
he's not a damn Weinstein. You know?
It was a very strange thing where I was like, James Franco, you are the last person in the world
Yeah, it just didn't make any
who,
sense.
like Darren Sharper. You remember Darren Sharper?
Dude, that was
Safety for the Green Bay Packers.
And for the Saints, dude. A lot of those
He played-
cases were out in New Orleans.
He played
as
at
rape
William
cases.
Mary. He was
Yep.
a safety in my
In
the
William
school.
Mary, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know who Darren Sharper is?
He was a free safety for
Oh,
the.
yeah.
He got
But
convicted
he
of
was-
a
yeah.
bunch of rapes, like throughout the country.
Yeah, and like just this crazy fucking scheme where he was
Yeah.
like drugging women and like doing all this other crap.
Yeah.
But if you're an NFL,
hey.
no, it was
exactly.
that where it's like, what the fuck are you guys
Cosby
doing,
of
dude?
The Bill Cosby, the NFL, they are in sharp.
It was though. It's like, and like, why? What? Like, where's
I don't
the
know.
like?
I don't know.
mean,
I don't understand that. That's the other thing. You know, when I watched that
if
documentary
I was a
about
millionaire, fucking free safety, who and Darren Sharper was an attractive, like,
sure, yeah.
could put him on TV kind of man, you know, like.
Let's talk about Bill Cosby for a second. Did you ever hear some of his earlier comedies?
yeah. We're just like, I got the
throwing
Spanish
stuff.
fly.
Yes,
Yeah.
Spanish fly.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
roofies.
Yeah,
like,
Which is also great because I thought
it's a
Spanish
kinder,
fly.
gentler roofie.
Yeah, well, no, it's so because Spanish
wings.
fly is supposed to be an aphrodisiac, which everybody's supposed to be horny, and that's his. He's like, we're having sex, and I'm like, she's knocked out, dude. Like, that's not horny, dude.
and they were like,
That's
she
not
has no movement.
one. That's not Spanish fly. First of all,
and the craziest thing, the craziest thing that I thought about Bill Cosby, because I watched a documentary and they'd have some of the women on there. The craziest thing that I thought was some of the stuff that they would say that he would say during these encounters. Like they'd come to and he would be like, I am God. This is God's cum. God's semen. You will have God's semen upon you.
well, that's just a normal
got
way to
all
talk about your
picture?
semen. First of all, I mean, like, let's not hate on the man for that.
That's just how people talk about semen.
I mean, how do you guys talk about your cum?
I mostly apologize profusely when it comes out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Same shit with
I'm so
Jimmy
sorry.
Savile, though. Did you?
Yeah,
Jimmy
fuck
Savile,
yeah,
same
Jimmy
fucking
Savile,
guy.
that's a
Like
British
he's the
guy,
British
yeah.
Bill Cosby, where same fucking thing. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking so much about these sex offenders.
pedophiles. Yeah.
Japan, lovely. Well, if they were perfect, they would have gotten away with it.
Perfect. We wouldn't be talking about
How
them.
many years did they get away with it?
Actually, to be honest,
That's more of a criminal justice problem.
Now that being said, and, I say, look, I just defend them. I don't put them down anymore. Yeah.
Darren Sharper was in Louisiana.
New Orleans, different jurisdiction, baby. Not me. Different jurisdiction. Not in Lafayette. Yeah, I'm saying, not in Lafayette, Louisiana.
We don't let them here.
That's right.
NFL players.
That Johnny Walker ain't involved.
Late night.
That's right.
Crimes.
You've cracked a code with the man. You've cracked a code with the man.
No. I can just picture all the things Nancy's going to say to me.
I know. I can't wait. Bo's going to hit me up and be like, dude, Joe was on one this episode, dude.
Why does this podcast have 1 million views?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, say, yeah, exactly. Why does it say, y'all don't have any sponsors? Why does it say demonetized? Yeah, exactly.
Johnny Walker Rag brought to you by.
What a great podcast. No, they got sued by that distillery. So lovely Japan.
Oh, yes. Back to Japan.
That is, now, I did see a lot of videos, I will say, of you at the 7-Eleven, which was fascinating.
Oh, the 7. Oh,
The
my
7-Eleven
God.
No, Japanese 7-Elevens.
That's what they say.
Anyway.
I couldn't believe that. Like, I mean, this is just me going off a little bit, but I did post a unique video about, on my Instagram, by the way.
JB
Right
Allen.
behind me, yep. So I did post, and that one went absolutely viral for me. You know, not like millions, but I mean, I got like almost 3,000 views on that.
Hey, there you go.
3,000 likes, not
Yeah,
views.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
3,000.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my
No,
god,
dude,
this is
I would say,
crazy.
JB, that video got way more likes than 3,000. I watched it. Yeah, I was like, it was a lot.
I did not
Way
like
likes
it,
than
but, like,
my
I
love
know-
life. I was like, what the hell? My total lifespan.
Well, I'm
It's
sure.
crazy, though. No, I mean, fucking Japanese 7-Elevens are
Oh, the
legendary.
7-Elevens are great. I mean, they really embrace. Well, I don't know. And the thing is, I don't know whether it was just timing, because shortly after I posted that video, the president, the head of 7-Eleven, died.
Oh.
You killed him.
Yeah.
I didn't kill him.
Sort of a J.D. Vance, but a J.D. Allen.
Well, a
little bit of this, a little bit of
that.
Say, I know, Hillbilly LG. Yeah.
Oh, but you do got to go to the 7-Eleven. 7-Elevens are
No,
great
I've heard,
over there. Yeah.
I love the Kit Kats.
The
You ever
Kit
do the
Kats.
Japanese?
I've had the Kit Kats.
I don't know what that
There's
is.
a-
Japanese
so-
Kit Kat. What is that?
Oh, they have every sort of flavor in Japan. The Kit Kats
Really?
are amazing over there.
They-
It's
it's
the
like
number
a-
one American candy.
Yeah.
And they just they have control over it, like what they can put in it, and they they do matcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
they-
cool.
Yeah, they do
That's
really cool.
tight, yeah.
So there's like an Asian Korean grocery called Hi-Mart that's like around here, and you can get the Japanese Kit Kats there. And like the matcha one is fucking. They make they make a strawberry one pretty good, but the matcha one is
The
like
matcha,
pretty
dude,
fucking
I
great.
love
Matcha
matcha.
was-
I'm like a fiend
Yeah.
for matcha. I love that shit.
Oh, believe
It's
me,
so
the
good, yeah.
Japanese aren't going to get the matcha wrong. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I can
They
imagine.
do love the matcha.
My brother went. He got me some of that good like ceremonial matcha, like they do. You know, he went to Japan and it was, I mean, delicious stuff from.
Aso.
Yeah. Is that what they say? Is that what they say? Aso.
Soul Disguise.
I only know. I know Seyanagi. That's from judo.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
yeah. Uchimata.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that means.
I got my ass kicked.
Yeah. That means like don't throw me too hard, please. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ouch! Stop it! Ouch! That hurt real bad. Please. Yeah. Okay. Means I'm a loser. Yeah.
So wait, are you also like a fighting fan? Like in this, like Nate's a big UFC guy. Do you do
UFC,
any? So
yeah.
like you did wrestling. Do you like combat sports? Or
I
whatever?
do. I mean, I don't follow a ton of them. Like UFC is like kind of a little bit. I do like pro wrestling. Though.
Yeah.
it's
I
just
know you-
fun.
you are a big pro
'Cause
wrestling
I used to
fan.
do pro wrestling, and I think it gets
Oh, cool, yeah. I
undercut
can
quite a
see
bit.
that.
Because
I mean, as
you
I've like come to
take a beating.
understand, yeah, like it.
Yeah.
Like, I think The Wrestler, that movie with Mickey Rourke,
Oh
like
my
did a
God.
lot for me, like in terms of like understanding like what wrestling's about.
It's
Because like,
fascinating. It is
yeah.
very. I love the history of wrestling. The history of wrestling is
Oh,
so
yeah.
interesting.
I actually
Yeah.
think there's a real dignity to like sacrificing your body for this thing. That's like
yeah.
you know, like and people were like, it's not a sport, but it's not a sport.
Dude,
it is a
it's-
performance.
It's redneck
But that
theater
doesn't
is what I
mean-
think of it as. Yeah, it's
Well,
just yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that makes
theater.
sense, but that's like it's like a really involved theater where you are.
It's acrobatics. It's all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a lot of stuff. You can't just like flip off a fucking post and land on a guy if you're not in amazing shape.
dude.
Right.
You can't take that. And I as I've gotten older, have like really like started to appreciate wrestling. Like I thought it was the stupidest thing when I was 10, which is sort of like a backwards journey. Like I feel like a lot of
like the time when you're like,
this is awesome.
Yeah, exactly,
but like, and then I was like, I don't know, it's like all kind of fake, right? I don't know. Like I played like basketball and stuff. Like I like to do like that kind of shit. And I was like, this isn't like they're not doing that, which it's different from like basketball or baseball where you're like doing things on the fly and like playing a real game.
Well, do you guys like football?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
So, do you ever see the movie The Program?
The Program. I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God, that's a classic. Classic movie you should see.
Okay.
But there's a classic line in that movie which is very applicable to pro wrestling.
Okay.
Like the guy gets beat up, hit, whatever. He's on the ground. The coach comes over. He's like, "Is he injured or is he hurt?" And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, if he's injured, he's gonna have to take some time to recover. If he's just hurt, then just suck it up and get out there, buddy.
Yeah.
And that is pro wrestling to a T.
Yeah.
Like like the chops to the chest.
Yeah.
That looked like
Those
a
are
hurt.
full-born,
Bam.
open palm
Smacks.
slap to the chest.
There's that, and then, well, when I've learned about like the the razor blades you'll carry to like give yourself like the cuts or whatever kind of thing.
That late in his career.
Yeah, where you like it's like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like to give it the more like little things like that where like things I would never do in a million years
That's
for
some-
like comedy,
I think
right?
that's a strategy. A lot of
like, oh god, hey, punchline, oh,
But I think
gushing blood.
I think the comedy equivalent of that would actually be shitting your pants, which is hilarious. If you got on stage and you did the comedy equivalent, it'd be shitting your pants or pissing your pants, which would be so funny,
It's
dude.
kind of true.
That
That
would
like
be
selling out
that-
completely for the joke in a
So
performative
funny.
way.
That would be
kind of true.
hilarious. Actually, I think at the end of my career, if all else fails, I'm gonna start shitting my pants on stage. It'll be the last joke I do. I'm gonna shit my pants as soon as as soon as the end of I get the light. I'm gonna
As
shit my
long as
pants.
you wear a robe like Rodney Dangerfield did.
Yeah, sure.
And just like pop a squat right there.
Just like, that's my set. Have a good night.
That's my career. Good night.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, that is the comedy equivalent to being a bleeder. It's like you get old in your career, you can't fall down anymore, you can't get hurt. What do? You just take a bunch of laxatives and shit your pants on stage. Yeah, that's all you got. That's all you got. Those are your razor blades. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like it's just like it's a much more real thing than it gets credit for. Like, but it's real in a different way.
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Roddy Piper.
Okay,
I love
yeah,
Piper.
that's
Piper was like I got that heel thing.
Yeah.
Like I mean, my comedy. It's like I don't mind bringing shade upon myself
Like
for
that,
the laugh. It's the same thing with Roddy. Roddy was just a guy who's just like I'll take the booze, but at the end of the day, it's a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and that's the big thing.
Did you
got to look
But
at that?
it does have a lot in common with stand up in a lot of ways,
yeah.
right?
That's why there's
Like,
so many professional wrestlers, professional wrestlers, stand-ups, like strippers, porn stars. There's like this kind of unity that you all find because you're all on the fringes of like the real thing. You know
how
what I mean?
funny is John Cena these days, by the way?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Is he
like,
really
have you
funny?
guys
I
watched
didn't know.
Peacemaker?
No, is it funny?
He's hilarious in it. Like,
doesn't surprise me.
laugh out loud funny.
Doesn't surprise me.
And there's an interview I read with him because I was like, I always thought this guy kind of sucked. Honestly, I was like, I'm sure he's a great wrestler. I didn't know about him as a wrestler.
I was not a big John Cena, although I did meet him
But I'm
at
saying-
Walmart.
He seems like he's a nice
And I
guy.
was surprised. I was surprised I could see him.
Oh, really? Was he small? Is he small, man?
No, his whole thing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
come on.
Can't see me.
Ah,
Can't see
this
me.
is great. I was a comedian explaining the
I
joke.
know, yeah. But, yeah, dude. He had this whole interview where he was like, I forget who he was talking to, but somebody like gave him the message that you don't have to take yourself so seriously. And then he had all the fucking performance shit. Like he's great, like he was good at like commanding the stage, blah blah blah. But now he's like I can just be funny, I can just be goofy, and I'm like, dude, I
some of
fucking
his
love
wrestling
this.
stuff, I don't know if it was intentional. Really funny.
Oh,
Him
yeah.
like with like a Kobe Bryant number 8 jersey and jean shorts on with like his hat sideways, and like he would like jump up to the ring and just be like, "Woo, jump shot!" And he would do the dumbest looking. It would look like he had never played basketball in his entire life. He'd like kick his ankles up to his ass when he jumped. It was so funny.
Dude, that's
Okay.
so
So do
funny.
you know where he got his break from?
I have no idea.
Okay, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm the wrestling guy.
This is great.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
great.
great.
You and
Yeah.
Lloyd.
So John Cena was the prototype. He was like this guy. He started ruthless aggression. Like he was just like the guy who coined the phrase, which is a big thing in wrestling, the ruthless aggression era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was the prototype. But one Halloween, they had everybody dressing up in different costumes.
Yeah.
And he dressed up as Vanilla Ice.
That was it. That's the one I saw.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the one. Yeah.
So and then like people were going. I forget who was going around, but they were going around, and they went to John Cena, and he busted this rhyme.
And it was
shit,
so dumb.
And it was so over. Everybody's like, "What the hell was that? That's so amazing!" And then finally, it was like, "Yeah, we need to do this thing more because
Yeah.
like people were grabbing." And that's where you got the
sort of-
thugonomics guy.
yeah,
you know
this
what I
guy.
mean?
Yeah, he likes. Yeah.
So they started doing that thing, and it all of a sudden just started getting so much fanfare behind like
Which is hilarious, and it
Yeah.
is comedy. I think it's comedy. I love to watch
Oh,
any of this
God,
stuff
yes.
because it's so funny. He's just like, yeah, you can't see me, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a rap for you real quick. Yeah. You're gay. You're still gay. You know, so I love that. I love
But
that.
he's like legitimately evolved to a place where he's like
Yeah.
even funnier than like seriously. You should check out Peacemaker. Great
check it
show.
out.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah, I'll
check it
yeah.
out.
Like
Well, it's kind of funny because like I started like even early on, I started getting into the like trying to get like a pro wrestling persona on stage.
Yeah.
But it got really tough because I was just like, oh, like because I have that wrestling dynamic. You do the thing, you move on. You do the thing, you move on.
Yeah.
You do the thing, you move on. So I would go up to the stage, I'd do the thing, and I'm like, well, I can't come back the next week with the same thing. People are
Right.
writing more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I like have to write like, oh my God, what the hell? And I have nothing that's going into my Rolodex. It was just
Yeah.
me just
Just
doing
trying to
living in the moment,
being a character,
Where am I
right.
going? And it was
Yeah.
just me being a character, which is really cool experience. But it was just like I
But you know
can't
what,
maintain.
dude? There's a
that.
lot of people I think when they start comedy that don't realize, like, you know, I remember somebody said, I forgot who it was, but somebody said that one night, like, you know, I was less than a year in, and I heard somebody said they're like, you guys all like do the same jokes like over and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're like, most people don't go see the same comedians over and over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, usually, yeah. If you notice, you know, most
glad
people
you guys are here. Yeah.
Like when I'm touring all over the nation, you're only gonna see me once.
yeah, exactly. God, that's what I mean. Is like, you know, and it's or like with bands, you know, it's like you think they go out there and they're just like, this is a brand new one we just wrote right now, ladies and
that's a
gentlemen,
really
check
good,
it out.
yeah, that's a good comparison.
You know the best part is,
I mean,
you know the
jazz
best part
artists,
is?
yes.
They do that, it gets crickets. Because
Yeah.
they're like, I want that thing that I like.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's how they bomb, and we got to fucking. But we play the greatest hits, and people are like, "I heard this shit before." Yeah.
I think good comedy is like, you know, a jazz player will like play the same basic song,
Yeah.
but like improvise inside of the song
Yeah.
itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're trying to do
Like a
and,
Grateful Dead song.
Yeah,
Yeah. so,
or Grateful Dead is a good point too. Like jamming on it, like, you know, doing it like just differently, but
Yeah.
like the same thing.
You know what it's
know?
got. You know what song it is, but it might come out a little different this time. Yeah. But it's still gonna be
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give a little plug to the Vernon, like the Vernon
Yes,
mic,
yes,
you know,
of course.
because
The
like,
Hotel
I'll-
Vernon is a great mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the one thing I like about the Vernon mic is like we got comics that are going through there who are
Yeah.
like doing shows and everything like, and they're doing some of the same jokes that they're doing, and they're trying to work different cadence, whatever they're doing, and people respond the same way, and like they get the laughs
It's
and
a
everything
very
like
supportive mic. It's a great
a
place
very
to like
supportive mic.
run
Yeah.
newer jokes and see and be able to feel them for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You talked about the
Exactly.
one thing you like about the Hotel Vernon. Can I talk about the one thing I hate? Mike Sheldon.
Good friend of the pod.
Hates Mike
Good
Sheldon.
friend of the pod. We love Mike
Nobody
Sheldon.
hates Mike Sheldon.
We
Nobody hates
love
Mike
Mike Sheldon. He's a very good friend of the pod. He'll
I
be
mean,
back soon.
except for Jesus. Jesus doesn't
Yeah,
like him.
Jesus
some
might not
reason.
like him. Yeah, Jesus might not
He's a
be with him.
Satanist.
He's a bit of a Satanist. It's
Kind
true.
of makes me like Jesus less, frankly. Doesn't like Mike
Brought to
Sheldon.
you by Johnny Walker.
Oh, that's actually one of the kinder things I've said about Jesus Christ.
No, it's true. It's true.
I don't
From the
care
guy
for
who
the
looks
fella.
exactly like him.
He's stealing my whole thing.
Yeah, it's my whole act. He likes working with wood too.
So
Yeah.
like when you guys were walking on water, right?
That's a Tuesday.
Oh, I can blaspheme with the best of them.
That's
Don't
right.
worry about
That's
that.
right. That's right. Damn it.
Oh my God! Fuck my JB. This has been fucking awesome. I
this
was
has
gonna
been a
say
blast.
Mike Sheldon. This has been
No,
awesome.
dude, JP, this has been a fucking blast, dude. Thank you
Good.
so much for coming
I'm
on.
glad you guys
I
had
wish
fun.
I wish more of our guests showed up with bottles of whiskey.
I know.
frankly.
I know. That was a great move.
Let me pour you up. Brought to you by Johnny Walker Red. Here we go.
I'm so glad I had dinner before this.
Yeah, dude, smart move.
I've been fooled.
Well, dude, you got
great.
anything you want to plug coming up? Anything you want to plug aside from don't? And of course, he would plug stuff, but don't book JB Allen. Don't
No,
book
don't
JB.
book me. Don't book me. Except if you're a booker, then
Yeah, then book JB Allen.
You're getting to a point where I'm just getting more booking, which is kind of nice. I actually had to turn down a booking for my first time.
Isn't
ever.
that
Wow.
nice?
And
That's
that's-
such
yeah,
a
it's
good
I was
It's
just
feeling.
double booked, and it was to a good friend of mine. I was like,
It sucks, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's nice. You're like, oh man, I'm fucking. Look at me, dude. Yeah, I'm wanted. I'm wanted.
I put it down there. I'm going to celebrate it every year. I'm doing Chopsticks this Wednesday in Leominster. I'm hosting that show, so come out to that.
Cool.
Doing Tailwind Tavern in Hopedale next Thursday. I'm hosting that one too.
Oh, yeah.
And then this one here, I'm doing the 961 in Worcester on August 21st.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, check them out.
Great
They're
venue. Yeah,
fucking
definitely.
great.
That is a great venue.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not hosting that show, so that would be the show. Come out there. I did the last time I was there. I roasted V. Do you know V?
Of course.
She was
We
on
know
the
V.
show. Yeah, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod. Yes. I was about to say timestamp then.
We love you.
We do.
So I roasted her, and then that was the last time I did that place. But now I'm back because of Yao. We all love the Yao.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You guys know Yao?
Except for that one guy's wife.
Oh no.
The owl? Is that what? Did we not say the owl just now?
The owl. Oh no! He said we all love the girl, and you thought he said the owl, which is
I
why you
swear
brought
to
it.
God, I hear your
Brought
voice.
to you by Johnny Walker Red. This podcast
I
is
need to
amazing.
turn my volume up or something. How am I not hearing you? Like it's just like what? You a carotid horse? What the hell is that? No, a rotting corpse. That's much worse.
Well, we do very much appreciate you coming, and we'll get you back on the Made Up Comedy Show. I got some dates for October. I was gonna say, we'll get you on October, but thank
Okay.
you so much for coming on, dude. It's been a great
Absolutely.
time. Of course.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Dude, thanks for joining. This has
Y'all
been
go
great.
check out JB Allen. Thank y'all.
All right. Well, I'm Joe.
I'm Nate.
And this has been
Perfect Crimes.